What is up, everybody? This is Ray from Rated R Reviews, and I am doing a quick review on the TV show Cloak and Daggar. Cloak and Daggar is originally based off of a comic book that Marvel did. So Cloak's real name is Tyrone. Daggar's real name is Tandy. Cloak's powers are he has the ability for teleportation, intangibility, and the ability to link to a dark force or dimension where his kind of like his inner anger kind of dwells, pretty much, or anyone's inner anger. He can link mentally with or really emotionally with people. Daggar can purge people's addictions like out of them. She has the ability to heal, but she uses these light-based daggers. I don't know if I have a hair. She uses these light-based daggers to actually physically heal people. But she can also create these daggers of light to repel people, like pretty much spikes or spines, and she can stab you with them and create larger ones to destroy certain things. And their powers are linked. So Cloak and Dagger, like the dark side and the light side, so their powers are linked together. They get stronger as a couple. So they have there's also like a love story between them, which I thought was very interesting. Because you need the light to create the dark, and you need the dark to create the light. So there's a cool little yin and yang type of thing going on. So now ABC or freeform TV that they changed it now for whatever reason, now developed a TV show based off of the comic book. They made the characters a little younger. They put them in certain situations that are still like interesting enough for pretty much everyone to enjoy. Tandy is pretty much growing up. Well, the very opening of the first episode, because it was like a two-part pilot, two-part beginning episode. The very first episode, you see a little girl being driven by her father, being picked up after a ballet practice. She was left alone in the rain. I was like, come on, how you do this little girl in the rain like that, man? Man, they would pick up your kid, bro. So she gets picked up by her father to be driven home, or really be driven to his work, because he deals in some sort of scientific experiments going on, and there's always a scientific experiment going on somewhere. So she's being driven home, and then the young Tyrone, which is the young Cloak, he's trying to prove himself to his brother and his brother's friends that he can be that he's not scared of things. He's not scared of doing things, because he's just like them, trying to be from the streets or whatever. But the brother is trying to teach him a lesson by not being from the streets to be more than that. So the little kid winds up robbing a radio from his brother. Catches him, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "No, we have to return this. So come on, we're gonna return it." They start walking to get returned. Police show up because the police are already looking for someone who robbed the car. They just happen to have the car radio in their hand, just like this. It's like, oh, whoops. And while the police chase them down, and the little brother kind of like skips off to the side because the older brother kind of pushes him off, and he goes, "Hide, go run, hide." And then the big brother pretty much gets shot twice and falls into the river behind him, or a lake, really. A lake or part of the ocean. They're by like a seaside where I believe the ocean water comes in. But anyway, there's like a port, or some sort of a built. It's almost like an oil rig, but it's some sort of establishment built a couple miles away from there. You can see in the background that there's a bridge connected to it that you can drive to. So then we cut back to the little girl in the car on the bridge, and she's being driven to that very same port that looks like a gigantic oil rig. The father is screaming on the phone like, "No, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. Whatever, blah, blah, because this can collapse and this can collapse and that can blah blah blah." And also, while he's talking about things collapsing and failing, all of a sudden the whole oil rig collapses and blows up and it becomes a gigantic fireball. And while that happens, he loses control of the car. The truck is oncoming. They both go into the water. And let me tell you, they had a very scary, extremely scary moment in there where I was just like, oh man, that I wouldn't be able to deal with that. But the little girl is trapped in the car. The father is dead. The little girl is trapped in the car. She's going under the water. As the Tyrone's brother is getting shot 2 or 3 times in the chest and he falls into the water, Tyrone runs after his brother's body into the water to try to save him because he thinks he can save his brother. And in the process, the whole plant is falling and collapsing. The truck, like if this is the car where the little girl is in, the truck is just coming down, sinking the water, hitting the top of the car, crushing the car further down into the water. And you see the lights on the truck all around, like surrounding the girl, because everything else, all the other lights in the car are pretty much done. That was such a creepy moment because it's like, all of a sudden they come back to Tyrone and he's trying to find his brother. He's swimming, he sees his brother just like suspended in the water, not moving, eyes closed. His brother's dead, his brother's gone. Tyrone starts screaming underwater. He doesn't know what to do. He's frantic and everything, and he's trying to swim back. He's trying to swim back up, but he comes up underneath the ship, and the ship he doesn't. All he sees is black. He can't see anything else because the ship is so wide and so huge. He's like somewhere toward the center of the ship, and he can't get out. The little girl can't get out. They're both trapped. He's trapped under the darkness of the ship. She's trapped under the light of the truck. And all of a sudden, another explosion from the base goes off, releasing this blue ring of light and affecting everything in the water. Now, that was a pretty big blue ring that blew up. I'm sure it affected someone else, but maybe it's because they were in the water. It affected them specifically and didn't affect anyone else, at least not so far, because it's only the first 2 episodes. So, in some way, shape, or form, they're both screaming at the same time while the blue light hits them. They kind of get like knocked out a little bit, and they wake up all of a sudden. All of a sudden, you see the girl reaching up because she sees a darkness in the light, and all of a sudden he starts reaching up because he sees a light in the darkness, and then all of a sudden you see that both their hands kind of like go like this, like they're reaching for each other, and then they cut to a moment years later, which I assume, since the kids in the beginning of the show were around, I would say maybe 9, 10 years old, and they said years later, and they're still in high school. I'm sure it's about maybe 5, 6, 7 years, something along those lines. So they're probably 17, 16, like that. And they're going through their phases of life, and Tyrone is like a success. He's like, or he's on his way to become a success because he's on his church choir. He's dressing up because he's high in his grade average. He's on the basketball team. He's training. He's doing everything he has to do, everything he wants to do to be a success later. Tammy, aka Daggar, she is pretty much slumming it. She's sleeping in abandoned buildings, abandoned churches. She's robbing people. She's literally going up to these rich little hoity-toity parties and robbing these pretty boys because she's a beautiful woman and they want to hit on her. So she says no problem. She pretends to like be attracted to them and then rob their wallets whenever she can. And the story continues on from there because Tammy falls into some financial problems. Tyrone finds out what happened to the cop that actually murdered his brother, and that's kind of like these little investigations start happening in the first episode or two. Now, the second episode was a little bit darker than the first. Even though the first has some really good moments, and let me tell you, so first episode, great. And I already told you the only opening sequence of that one, and like the gist of the story of both episodes so far. But that's pretty much the story that's gonna go on for the next 8 episodes, because it's the 10-episode season of Cloak and Daggar, and the young actors who are chosen to play Cloak and Daggar doing a really great job. I didn't find a sense of corniness. I didn't find a sense of insecurity or whatsoever, unless it was supposed to be the character. Especially Tyrone. He is, you could tell when he's trying to control himself, but he keeps getting a little bit darker, a little bit more angry, a little bit more on the wild side. And then Daggar is trying to control her wild ways, calming herself down a little bit, but still has moments where things kind of bug out. Like she already accidentally murdered somebody, or accidentally killed somebody with the dagger. Well, she stabbed somebody with a dagger. It was pretty freaking cool. Special effects on point. Marvel has another hit on their hands. I truly believe. Watch Cloak and Daggar. Give Cloak and Daggar a chance on the Freeform network. It's ABC, Channel 7, or Channel 7 in New York, and I think in Florida. I think it's the same channel. They're linked to Disney, obviously, because it's Marvel. So wherever Disney Channel is linked to ABC or Freeform, that's where you can watch it. I highly recommend the show. So far, the first 2 episodes, I gotta give like an 8 out of 10. And I know how these shows work. Like, they start off with, like, obviously the origin, slow pace. They build up the characters. They explain some characters, where they come from, everything, and then the action starts hitting. So I believe, and they already had a couple action moments, especially the ending of episode 2. I thought, guys, check out Cloak and Daggar. I hope you don't mind the black and white version of this review. I figured Cloak and Daggar, light and dark, black and white, they go together. And enjoy TV, enjoy movies, because they take you out of your real life and they kind of save your soul a little bit. Same thing with music. Alright, so I'm Ray from Radar Reviews. Thank you so much for watching. Please share, and yeah, let me know let me know anything in the comments below. If you want me to review anything else specifically, I'm gonna review Krypton. It's just I'm a gigantic Superman fan. I'm like a Superman fanatic, and I was kind of weary about how good it was gonna be, or how bad it might be, and I really wanted it to be good. I didn't want it to be another Smallville, because Smallville is good for like young teenagers, but not for adults. Like right now, I try to watch Smallville, and I absolutely cannot stand it, except for like maybe season 1. That's it. Anyway, whatever. Peace.